Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aries, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Aries, I hope that you're doing well. I wanted to show you this beautiful rose quartz crystal that I have on my desk for your reading today to try and send love and light to you, to raise vibrations. And your spirit guides just came in. They're muting my ear right now. So Aries contingent, they're very excited to speak to you. I'm going to be using this brand new deck that I have, but it's an old deck. It's by Colette Baron Reed, the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and the beautiful Tarot of Mystical Moments. So, I just realized something. Okay. So, let's get an overall energy for Aries, please. For Aries. Wow, number 21, which corresponds to the world energy, major arcana of the tarot. Exposed and revealed. Exposed and revealed. You know, there's a lot of kind of, it looks kind of like, I don't know if you can see these kind of little lines. There's a figure there. But there are little lines running throughout the middle section of this image, and it makes me think of CCTV footage, which is always, I don't know why they can't improve CCTV, but it always seems to be a little grainy television-like, that you're being watched, or that's the feeling. You're being watched. The number 21 card, though, it's interesting because the World card, number 21, talks about chapters closing and new chapters beginning. So if you're closing out a cycle with someone, maybe, you know, they're kind of watching you and seeing what you're doing now. You could be in the spotlight for something. You could be famous or well-known in your community. I'm going to get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, and future. Wow, lots of cards just jumped out. And spoiler alert, here's the World card. Beautiful synchronicity. For Aries, please, one more. Thank you. Let's start with the past energy. Got the Page of Cups in the reverse. This is such a beautiful deck, isn't it? Everything's so painterly in this deck. Page of Cups talks about an extension of something that's coming from the heart space. So it could be an offer, an apology, a helping hand. Thing about this, though, is that you got it in the reverse, in the past energy. So words unspoken is what I just heard. That there could be somebody here that you're dealing with that is not speaking to you, or you're not speaking to them, vice versa, or both, right? Maybe it's a mutual not speaking to. Clarified by the Four of Swords in the reverse. Four of Swords is typically a card of recuperation and gathering our strength and recovering from a heartbreak of some kind or disappointment. For me, when the card is in the reverse, it talks about waking up from that energy and saying, okay, we can't sit idly by, is what I just heard Spirit say. We can't sit idly by. Maybe you're feeling now it's time to do something, or rather in the past energy, you felt like you needed to speak, you needed to say something, you needed to look something in the eye. Maybe you didn't know how. Maybe you've been the one watching, or they could be watching you, right? Could also be a situation where somebody offered an apology, but it was not authentic. Sometimes that's what this card says to me as well. I'm going to pull a clarifier for it. For the Page of Cups in reverse, please, Spirit. Thank you. Yeah. Whatever it was not a happy ending. Ten of Swords in the reverse. Ten of Swords talks about a leveling. And I want to point out to you, like, all of these hands, and all of those are kind of, they're like needles. They're sewing needles. It's really brutal, actually, even in its kind of painterly beauty. It's brutal. Everything, maybe you felt like there was a time where everything was coming at you, everybody was coming at you, and all you could do was kind of sit there, take it. You got this card in reverse. When the Ten of Swords is in the upright, it signals an end. We're going to go back to the beginning where, excuse me, there might be something that you're finding it difficult to address, difficult to talk about. We go back to the Ace of Swords, which is clarity, but when the card is in reverse, and the tens are in reverse, can't quite move on yet. You're finding it difficult to move past this. Or you were in the past energy. In the present, though, maybe you have no choice. The World card. This is chapters closing and new chapters beginning. And normally it's something that we would invite. We don't want to continue on a journey that, or a path that is not fruitful. I mean, who wants to do that? That seems like a kind of, the word they just gave me was self-aggrandizement. That's not really what I wanted to say, but Spirit just put it into my head, so I have to say it out loud. Some kind of balancing act here. And it's clarified by the Justice card in reverse, Libra energy. Another kind of balance. Justice card is all about karmic balance. It could also be about court cases, contracts, and legal agreements. You got this card in reverse. So there could be a situation here with a contract that is perhaps not turning out the way that you wanted to. I'll be honest with you, the words that wanted to come out of my mouth were falling through. Something falling through. So if there was something that you wanted that fell through, I'm very sorry. Right? But remember, right, what do they always say? Which I do truly believe this. Rejection is God's protection and redirection. That somebody's forcing your hand. Better to go with the flow and make a graceful exit because it's not meant for you. You'll find another kind of balance in time. I'm going to ask for a card for the world. The world, please, Spirit. Thank you. Temperance. Look at that. Hands again out to the sides. Temperance talks about alchemization from one state of being into another state of being. That's what temperance is all about. It's about patience. It's about patience. I hear sirens in the background. It's almost like they're telling me where you were was not going to allow you to take off. Where you're going, you can fly. You can be free. And it's not just like physically, like free with your creativity, free with your intention, free with your abilities, free with your talent. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. This is a call for patience with the self in the process that is occurring. I asked for a card to clarify the world. There's a lot of mirroring energy here for me, because even their dresses, they're kind of big canopies, right? I do kind of feel, though, that these dresses are kind of concealing something. Concealing something. Maybe that's what is coming to light. Something is finally coming to light. Maybe you're just finding out about it, and it's what's causing this this feeling that you have to close out a chapter. In the future energy, the moon. This is Pisces energy, number 18 in the major arcana. Lots of major arcana energies. Temperance, world, justice, the moon. It's a lot of divinely guided energies. Spirit really has their hand in this right now. The moon card talks about mysteries, illusion, and confusion. And I love to look at this card because it's like the Kraken, right? This octopus always reminds me of intelligence. That the octopus as a creature is very, very intelligent, and all the kind of scientific studies that they've done, anecdotal stories about the octopus making friends with a diver and things like that. All of those come to my mind. But there is a kind of intelligence behind everything. With the moon card, though, you might not be able to see it all at the same time. It might not be revealing itself to you, or it's very piecemeal. And unfortunately, you're just going to have to grin and bear this one, because there's some, you know how they say, like, spirit or God is in rooms hearing conversations that you can't hear, or something. What is that expression? It's like the idea that people are talking about you, looking at you, criticizing, gossiping, whatever it is. It doesn't have to all be negative, but saying something regarding you, and you're not privy to it. It's okay, because Spirit is privy. Spirit can see into the heart of every person, and you can kind of trust that, even though it's mysterious to you. You can trust that there's a greater intelligence at play. Right? And something will approach you soon that is authentic Knight of Pentacles. All the Knights of the Tarot bring in very swift action and communication. With the Pentacles energy, it's an opportunity, a new opportunity. So maybe where one door closes, another one opens. It is slow, though, and that's why Spirit is calling for patience. The Knight of Pentacles, Pentacle suit, is the slowest one. Because Pentacles has to deal with the material world, like all the things that you and I can affect. But I set the intention, I start the action, but I'm dealing with a whole world full of people that have free will. And Spirit has to work along those kind of interfaces with everyone's free will to try and put you in the right place at the right time to meet the right person. It's kind of a process. This is what I just heard. It's kind of a process. What is coming in for Aries? What's coming in for Aries? Eight of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man in reverse. Well, remember when I was talking about freedom? It's difficult. I was talking about freedom here, right? Even these wings look very similar. Eight of Swords talks about analysis paralysis. This mystery is really throwing you off. Acknowledge it, right? Acknowledge that it's driving you nuts that you can't see the whole picture, right? The Hangman is in reverse. Usually the Hangman is precisely, this is another major arcana, Virgo energy. The Hanged Man is precisely the kind of energy that would say, okay, I'm going to step away from this situation right now to gain a greater perspective. But it's in reverse. It's like you can't step away. You're like entrenched with something. It's like, this is the scenario I see, and just take it as it resonates. It could be all kinds of things. But I almost see like this sense that you're in your job right now and you're kind of deliberating what to do, where to go, if you should stay or leave, how you should approach things, right? This beautiful balancing act, and you're making it, you're balancing it. But I see with these kinds of energies that it's like there's a part of you that wants to know what everybody is doing or saying or thinking about maybe your job performance, and it's causing you a lot of anxiety. And maybe you do want to leave, but you're so, maybe you need this job for money and you can't leave yet. You can't leave without getting a new job, right? Some people, they're really lucky. They can just quit and that's that, sayonara, and not worry about where next month's rent is coming from. But most people can't do that. So I see there's a stuck energy, but a lot of it is in the mind space. Like, it's almost like when we manifest, we can manifest in both directions. We can manifest abundance of positivity, or abundance of negativity based on where our mind is. So it's kind of like, try to keep that anxiety in check, because it's fear of a future potential that may never happen. I'm asking Spirit for one last piece of guidance. Look at this. There's that card again that popped out. Now it's in your reading. 10 of Cups and the Hierophant in reverse. I'm going to tell you what this card is saying to me. It's not what the card means in the traditional tarot, but I'm reading intuitively. It's almost like, stop asking other people for advice. Stop asking other people for advice. And really follow the path that makes you happy, even if it's unconventional, right? This couple looks very unconventional. Aries is the trailblazer. Aries is the leader of the zodiac, right? You're the first to dive into a situation. So follow your instinct, because your instinct has guided you all this way. I'm going to read from the book, number 21, Exposed and Revealed. When you experience shame, you don't just feel you've done something wrong, you feel like you are wrong, fundamentally flawed. Know that life loves you, and the universe doesn't make junk, only magic. However, many social interactions, especially online, are steeped in distorted, unhealthy ways of expressing pain by shaming. Here's the way out of this. See shame as the heart-wrenching cry for help that it is. Consider whether you could have been triggered in the outer world by unresolved issues that matched all your inner pain points. If someone is shaming you, perhaps you've triggered them. How miserable they must be to expend their energy on such toxicity. They are drinking poison, hoping you will get sick. You cannot love someone out of their shame. You can only show compassion for both them and yourself. Set a healthy boundary and refuse to fan the flames. Look upon shame as an opportunity for growth, evolution, healing, and freedom. With this in mind, can you let go of your attachment to control? Admit that this emotion isn't something you have power over and surrender to a higher power. There is a sacred quality to vulnerability inherent in admitting you can't do this alone. When you allow yourself to be laid open in this way, you gain a beautiful new perspective. Then the healed shame has the infinite power of the divine to set you free. That's your reading, Aries. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Aries.